Hello, everybody. For those of you that are new, my name is Kristen Norris, and I have decided to do 75 hard. And I'm halfway through. Actually, I am more than halfway through of 75 hard. Today is October 26th, 2025, and I am currently sitting at day 54 of 75 hard. Since I'm over halfway through 75 hard, I wanted to share some tips and tricks that has helped me so far during this challenge. So if you see me using this, that is because I wrote down 5 really important tips that I think will help you if you are somebody that wants to start this journey, or if you just like to enjoy to watch these videos like I do as well. I think these are some of the things that have really helped me through some of the toughest days for myself, and I'm going to break it down for y'all. The first tip is going to be about routine and your consistency. So one of the best things that I have done, and I still do while doing 75 hard, is setting out my workout clothes the night before. With your routine and consistency, I have been doing 75 hard with my 2 workouts, the first one being indoors, which is usually a Grow with Jo workout video. I've tried other stuff, but she is just my number one, and I love doing her videos. They're so fun, and you feel good, and you know that you're starting the day off with some good steps. But my second workout is usually in the evenings after I'm home from work, and if I'm off, then I try to get that in before 5 o'clock so I can spend time with my husband. But I will do a walk in the evenings. One of the best things that I've been doing to stay consistent with my routine of my workouts is I set out my workout clothes the night before. So that is my sports bra, my shirt, and my pants, and then socks if I would have been doing a workout outside or dressing appropriately for that. But I will go ahead and have that set up. I'll even have my contacts set up. I'll have my hair bow. I've got my Apple Watch charged and ready to go. So I have everything that I need first thing when I wake up to go ahead and just put it on when I wake up. I normally will weigh myself, and then I'll get dressed, and then I'll come and start doing my workout. So I would recommend, depending on what your day looks like, if you are a mom that stays home, if you're a working mom, if you're not a mom at all and you have a corporate 9 to 5, or if you work long hours, I would prepare every day prior, mentally or writing it down, to know what you're going to be doing that next day. So if I'm going into work, then I know if I have an early morning, or if I get there at 9 o'clock, then I know I'm going to wake up at 5:30, hopefully. If not, then it's usually about 6 o'clock. And that gives me time to do my 45-minute workout before the day starts. So you want to make sure that you're planning your days around your workouts, because your workouts have to be 3 hours apart. And if you're at home or you're off that day, then you have a little more flexibility. But if you have plans, then you also need to work that around. So I would recommend mentally or writing down your plans for the day, not doing it by the hour, but just mentally saying, hey, I know that I'm going to a pumpkin patch this day, and I want to either do my workout before so I don't have to worry about it if we're getting home late. Just try to be strategic and planning like that. Last tip for routine and consistency would be a checklist. So you can do it in your phones, in your notes app, or you can do what I did. I printed off each task that is required of 75 hard, and then I just have little bubbles beside it, so you can check it off each day. I don't do this as often now because it's just so stuck in my head after 54 days. I don't really need to do this in the month, and it was just kind of exciting to do that, and it's kind of fun to have that. But it's good to make sure that you're not forgetting anything. One of the easiest things for me to forget would be the progress picture, but I have done that every morning after I work out when I'm about to get in the shower, so that I already know it's done and it's taken care of, and I don't have to worry about doing that for the rest of the day. But I have that checklist, and then on my mirror in my bathroom, I have 1 through 75 on sticky notes. So each day, at the end of the day, I pull it off. And that's a really fun way, and it's kind of nice because it just makes you feel like you're getting something done. So that's another idea. Okay, for the next topic, that would be nutrition. So yes, we need to talk about nutrition. If you are doing a calorie deficit, or if you have a very strict diet that you're sticking to, this still applies to you. I would recommend for breakfast trying to stick to the same thing. If you cannot eat the same thing every morning, at least have another alternative. You have at least two ideas. It's just less things to think about. If you have busy mornings like I do, I know that's one less task that I have to think about. Just making sure I'm getting my protein in and that I'm getting all the nutrition in that I need. I would also recommend planning out your meals for the week. So I would meal prep, or at least write down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is what we're going to eat. We're going to have leftovers this night, and at least have that written down or mentally take a note so that you'll know what you're going to have, and then you can plan ahead. I also use MyFitnessPal. It helps to track my calorie deficit, to plan my meals for the day. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, any snacks. I can actually prep that the night before or the day of so that I can stay on track with all of my food. So that's another recommendation. And for you to have some high protein snacks. For me, that is jerky, beef sticks, maybe even a cheese stick. I do like to have fruits as snacks. I also like to have rice cakes that are snacks as well. And then I would also say, if you can find some sweet treat replacements, whether that's fruit or Drizzlicious, those are very good. You still have whatever you were eating before. It's just you're really gonna have to track it to make sure that you're not overindulging in it. And then once you do, you're gonna realize how many calories and how low dense of the nutrition that's in there. You're gonna see that too, and then it's gonna make you want to make better decisions so that you can be full for much longer versus having a Kit Kat or something like that. It's not gonna give you the same amount of fullness that you're gonna be needing throughout the day. Okay, so this is a good one. Mindset. Mindset, mindset, mindset. You have got to work on your mindset during this challenge. The mindset has probably been one of the hardest parts for me, especially if I'm working very long days, or if I have had a rough day with my daughter and it's just the last thing that I want to do is to work out. That makes you push into ways that you did not want to push yourself. So I would recommend having somebody that can help keep you accountable. If it's a spouse, if it's a friend, somebody on social media, if you need me to be that person, I will gladly push you to be that person, because my husband has been that person for me on days that I've wanted alcohol after a really stressful long day of work, or I just didn't want to get my butt up and moving and doing my workout. He has definitely helped me to push through, and still is, because I still am just as mentally exhausted as day one of this. So you're gonna need some accountability if it's just one person, or if you just set a reminder on your phone, and you can use ChatGPT. There's ways and tools to make this challenge more suitable for yourself, and I want to see you succeed. I want you to do this if you want to do this, and see the outcome and really push through and give this your all if that's what you want. Okay, another way to help you push through when you really don't want to do everything that comes when you're 30 days in and you're like, I've had enough, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, I want to sleep in, I just want to relax. Think of how you're going to feel in the next couple of days when you realize, oh crap, I stopped. And now I kind of regret that. What would have happened if I would have continued on? How would I change? How would my confidence change? How would I feel about myself? What if my clothes fit better? Think of your long-term goals. Don't think of the in the moment and how you feel in that moment, because let's be honest, as I preach this, motivation is not always going to be there. But to have discipline through this challenge, because motivation is not going to be there. It is not going to always be there every day. So you've got to remember that and think of your long-term goals and think of the outcome at the very end of this challenge. This one too. So number 4 is going to be reading and my growth with reading. So I have currently only read 3 books. I am still in my 3rd book. The last book is really hard and I don't enjoy it as much as the other 2. So I read through those, I feel like, a lot quicker because I really enjoyed those books. This one's just, it's not as good, not as good. So I'm literally only hitting 10 pages a day. The other ones I was reading over and beyond that. This one's a little thicker. So I have been looking forward to reading certain books that are helping me change my mindset, helping me with other ideas. You're learning stuff that you're not going to learn every single day. So that has been really nice with the reading the 10 pages. My favorite book so far is still Atomic Habits. Recommend that book to everybody. I would also reread that book over and over because I feel like each time you read it, you could have more than one thing that you can take away from it. It's truly a really good book, and it tells you so many helpful ways to change your habits and to set long-term goals for yourself. The final tip that I have for you is finding rest and balance. I know, I said rest, and you're like, really, Kristen? Come on. I mean, we're doing 2 45-minute workouts in a day on top of our other life schedule that we have. Where are we finding time for rest? Well, every day is different. And every day you're going to have to find 5 minutes, a minute. You need to find a couple of minutes to yourself. If that's in the car by yourself, cut the music off, cut a podcast off, just sit there and be with yourself. And just think about, reflect your life, reflect everything that you're going through right now, and see how far you've really come. For me, rest looks like taking a walk. I know that's a part of the challenge, but taking a walk, even if it's by myself, there's just something about being in nature. It's just so calming and it's so peaceful. And I feel like that really helps me. I love to take a bath. I always have. So taking a bath, finding a good show, and just trying to get extra sleep if I can, which is very hard for me. But those are some things that I would recommend for your rest. It makes you appreciate rest way more. I know when I'm done with this challenge, I'm just going to be so excited to just feel like I actually can sleep in and have a little extra sleep and just relax for a little bit. So when you have moments of that time, if you finished all of your tasks extra early in the day, really be grateful and thankful for that, and to really appreciate what all we have taken for granted. We have taken our health for granted. We have taken rest for granted, because it's not always going to be this hard. This is one thing that I have regretted during this challenge, and it's not too late for me to start this or to implement this into the challenge, but it probably is not going to happen, and I'm going to be real with you. But that would be to actually prep out my food for the week. That would be take a Saturday or Sunday and prep out at least 4 meals for the next few days so that I don't have to cook. My husband also helps cook, but I cook as well. And that would be one mental task that I would take off of myself if I was able to complete that in advance. So if I ever do this challenge again in the future, and I feel like I will, because this has been a good reflection of my life so far, that it would help with managing my time of my workouts and spending time with my family and making sure that I'm having time for them and for myself. So that would be one less mental task that I could take off. So that would be something that I would do differently. If you have any tips for anybody that is wanting to start 75 Hard, or if you are on your journey, tell me how far along you are, what has been the hardest thing for you, how are you overcoming it, and let's encourage each other in the comments. Let's be each other's turning point of changing each other's lives. Let's be the best version of ourselves for ourselves. Yes, each other. Let's be the light to one another. How can I help you? How can I serve you? What is a task that I can help you prepare for yourself? If you need to chat, you can always comment below. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.